So this is an energy update video, very much coupled with twin flame union or sacred union or the crashing of the divine masculine and shadow. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's kind of all to do with that, right? Which sounds about right, because I've just held a group on the Creatrix codes of Sekhmet and Hathor, and it was all about the fire in the water. Fire always comes in first. Sekhmet will always come in and bash everything down, burn everything to the ground, so we can actually see what's going on here. And then Hathor comes in her loving way, bringing the water to soothe the flames, bringing you into your heart to understand your unconditional love for self. So do you know what I'm saying? It's all of that. It's basically, this is the way I look at it. As above, so below. Sekhmet, Hathor, fire and water. Everything's balancing up. Now, I've said that Ma'at month for me, Gospel of Marie, is actually next month in September, which is just around the corner. Okay. So I've held this group with Sekhmet and Hathor, and then like these two beautiful goddesses really setting the scales right inside, within our beings, because they are upholders of Ma'at. Ma'at is the goddess of cosmic truth, law, order, balance, and justice, right? So with all of this chaos, Sekhmet comes in, she's the dark mother, flared everything up, like shone the light on everything, going, there you go, exposure, that's not right. Not just out there, in your own shit as well. She'll go, check that, look at that, take care of that, you forgot a bit. Do you know what I mean? And then Hathor comes in, and she has come in like so strong, and I can feel her fiery intensity of Sekhmet in the intensity of her heart power, if that makes sense. She's not the same in her energy. In a way, they're opposite aspects. Sekhmet is like fire and brimstone, and she'll come in and she don't take no prisoners. She'll just go and get stuff done. Whereas Hathor is exactly the opposite. She's sensual, she's gentle, she's soft, she's unconditional love. She's about the womb, but there's a fierceness in her as well. So essentially what we're doing by coming into balance, which is why I kind of called it the twin flame union within, you are becoming fierce yet beautiful. Okay, that is it. Fierce and beauty in one, right? So that is what Sekhmet and Hathor are bringing to us, but they are the upholders of Ma'at, okay? Ma'at being the goddess of cosmic truth, law, order, justice, and balance, right? So as Sekhmet's brought up all these dark and nasties, and look what's going out in the world. If we expand this out in the world, we can apply that there as well, because it's happening, right? Justice, everybody that is not of the light is being exposed. Everything that is not of the light is being exposed and basically being burnt and washed and soothed into balance. And then you have to be judged by Ma'at. Are you living by her 42 laws? Are you being a good person? Are you being nice? Are you being true? Are you being authentic or not? Do you know what I mean? So this is why we are really, really coming into a powerful time. Now, next month, I'm making it Ma'at month. Everything to do with justice, law, order, balance, and all that kind of thing. Because interestingly, I didn't know, it got brought to my attention the other day that we're moving into Libra, okay? And Libra is all about fairness. My son's Libra, my sister's Libra. And they're all about fairness and actually very, very kumbaya chill people, actually. And it's all just about love and happiness. But everything must be fair. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, and there's a balance in that. Do you know what I mean? So that's what we're moving into. So as we're not there yet completely, we're still trying to soothe the fire a little bit, okay? Now, what's happened, which is why I wanted to do this video, because there's something deeply significant happening within our beings, right? So I want to talk about the divine masculine, divine feminine. Divine feminine, okay, as we know, or maybe you don't, she's the one that brings the ideas. She's the one that is all about the visionary, the ideas, the channel, the flow, the stars, cosmic truth, and bringing that down, and just, it's very, I can just explain it like that. Do you know what I mean? That's my impression of the divine feminine, right? So on a day-to-day basis, you've got an idea. Oh man, I'm going to journal that, and you're journaling it and ideas are flowing. You decide to decorate your room. Okay, let's do it. Let's go buy some nice wallpaper. Off you go. Do you know what I mean? Go and buy some flowers, pick some flowers, stick them in a vase. That's nice, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? All of these ways of expressing yourself and being in flow, right? That's very much the divine feminine, but she needs a divine masculine, because all of this is no good unless she's got an anchor and a template and something to land into. This is very much where my Heka codes comes in, because Heka is about intention plus action equals creation. So when you intend something, that's the idea, it's the creative power. And then when you want to take action, well, you need a plan of action, right? So you need to go, well, today I'm going to do this, tomorrow I'm going to do that. It's a system. That's the divine masculine, right? And then of course, you know, the creation is just like the full manifestation of that. So very much like understanding the balance between the two. That's kind of how it's supposed to feel, right? We, however, have had for eons over dominance, over controlling divine masculine in the shadow. And I'm talking about out there because we've been so disempowered in here. We haven't had this twin flame union within. And just chucking it in the mix, the twin flame union is not about finding your significant other to make sure that they are your other half to your whole or to make you whole. And without them, like, you know, you're not going to come into union. No, that's a fallacy. The actual beloved that you seek is yourself. They are just there to reflect back to you exactly what it is that you've got to get right. And that's why the twin flame relationships are very, very hard. I know I've been in one for a very long time. And trust me, when I get like a real flow and an aha moment, it's because I've looked within instead of blaming my husband. Blame is quite nice for a short time, but then you got to do the inner work, right? So that's what's happening. So basically, we've got this divine masculine in the shadow, which has now been shown to us out there. We've known it all along, but we're now starting to address it in here, which is why now all of this is changing out there. Because we've started to understand, we started to come into union. We've all started to become free thinkers, basically. And we've all decided to go, yeah, don't believe that, actually. Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, I won't be pushed around. No, I won't be told lies so I can be controlled. Do you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden we get this rah-rah feeling, you know, we get come the revolution kind of thing. And that's us breaking away from that, which is why there's so much chaos. Now, I just want to bring into this kind of teaching, I suppose, of how it all works. Chaos is a beautiful thing. It really, really is. And we have been taught that chaos is not a good thing. Chaos is when everything is going wrong. But we've been in chaos for long enough now to know, well, that can't be the truth because basically there's so much coming to light. So we start to uninvest our time in the illusion and we're going, actually, chaos could be a good thing, which in spiritual law it is. So I'm now going to bring in the law, the teachings of Avalon, specifically Ceridwen, who's basically the match to Sekhmet. She would be deemed as the witch and the crone, or the witch is the crone, and she's also the maiden as well, but she's a Celtic goddess, and she's about Awen. Awen is the same as Heka. It's about inspiration and creation, right, and transformation, right? So the Celtic belief is exactly the same as the Egyptian belief, exactly the same as the Indian belief, and so on and so forth. So now let's bring Ceridwen, let's bring Avalon in with a bit of Egypt, right? So she comes in with her cauldron, and her cauldron is indicative of the vessel, the womb, the container, the very vessel that you are that contains kind of like the infinite universe within you. You are the vessel, right? So it is always in a state of chaos, always in a state of chaos. The cauldron is always in a state of chaos. That's its natural state. Ceridwen will come in with her finger and she will or her, whatever she's using, but I like to see her with her finger. She'll come in, and when I look into the cauldron, I just see universes and just spirals, all sorts of things going on. It's just magic. But this is a state of chaos. So she will swirl her finger in the cauldron, and as she does that, she creates a spiral. And when that action happens, she's actually created the spiral to now bring the chaos into a manifestation. So that obviously backs up the fact that we have to have chaos to be able to manifest. So everything out there, everything in you, it's a good thing, right? Because we're now about to come into some state of wholeness, some state of balance. And you can only manifest from that place when everything is in flow, divine order, right? So that's what we're getting to. So chaos is good, right? Let's talk about the divine masculine, which is kind of like what we're feeling within us. And what is crashing? Why is he crashing down so much now? It's because he's relinquishing, or rather we're relinquishing control in our lives. And then it's going to be shown out there. So the divine masculine is the bully. Divine masculine in the shadow, in the shadow is the bully. He's the one that says, no, you can't do that. He's the one that will tell you can't. He's the one that tells you not very nice things. He's the one who just controls everything. He doesn't hold your space. You don't have boundaries. That's his job. So when that's a lack of, you feel awfully exposed. So your divine feminine can't come in and land. So now he needs to now let go of control and come into his true happiest states, which is supporting the divine feminine. So that's what's going on here. During retrograde, every single system I have in my life, meaning my Apple iCloud, Spotify, Netflix, my bank, my website, my payments, everything just crashed. There wasn't one thing that was untouched, which deemed a system that was supposed to support Marie. Every single system crashed, and it's been a nightmare. So I'm looking at this going, this is supposed to be holding everything together. It's crashed, and it's just now everything's all over the place. Lost meditations, lost this, lost that. And that means no boundaries, everything's spilling everywhere. The cauldron has been tipped over, absolute carnage everywhere. And I looked at this and I was like, why is this happening to me? And I was like, hang on a minute. This has to happen. It's got to come crashing down so he can restabilize himself. Essentially, if you look at him like a cauldron, he's tipping all of his shit out, going, I don't want this anymore. So he's emptying his cauldron so he can come back in, so we can put the good stuff in there. So he can join his rightful place next to the divine feminine in a cohesive sacred dance with her. So when she's dancing and she's doing all this, he's ready to catch her and he's holding her, and you feel safe, and it's secure, and you just feel not restricted. Everything is in flow, and you've got this going on, right? So we are talking about divine order here. Divine order. Order isn't a bad thing. Energy loves order, but it can't be order through control or manipulation, right? So that's what we're breaking away from. So that's kind of what's happening. So over retrograde, this is what's been going down, and it's been really, really intense. However, if this is happening to you or something similar is happening to you, we have to just let it go. We've got to let it go so it can become something else. And that takes trust. Trust in the mother energy, which a lot of us have a big problem with. Our immediate mothers, maybe if you've had a very dysfunctional relationship with your mother, or maybe she was just absent or whatever, not present, all the way up to the mother, as in the divine mother, maybe through our deep, dark past, you know what I mean? Your spiritual self lost trust for the mothers. I know I did. And that's what I've been healing, going to my trips to Avalon, going there and actually healing my wounds with my trust, my non-trust for the mother, spirit mothers. So now letting them in, which I know that I've done and we are doing. And now divine masculine is like, okay, divine mother has risen, divine feminine, I need to get rid of all of this now and come into alignment. So we need to let this chaos crashing thing happen. It's quite interesting that Wall Street is about to crash. My son does money trading, and there's some big things that are going to be going on in the monetary world. And again, another chaos, but chaos is happening so we can change. So we have to hold ourselves in this balance, in this divine order and will, so we can hold space for this all to turn into something else. It's got to change into something else, because that is the natural order of death, rebirth, and resurrection. So, but we have to hold our centers and not get scared, not get fearful of all the things that get told to us out there, all the things that get told to us in here. Push it out, push it away, understand what's going on here. And we hold it down. So as we get to next month, which is Ma'at month for me, I'm going to be doing a lot of teachings, and I'm going to be doing another group on the 22nd of September. I'm finding the 22 number is great. So watch out for the advert for that, because I'm going to be doing another intimate group. I'm carrying on from the teachings of the Creatrix codes, which you can actually still get the recording. If you're interested in that, just pop me a message. But you can still do the Ma'at group and still get every drop of juice out of it, because next month is going to be about judicial stuff. It's going to be about like you looking at your stuff going, have I balanced that? Have I balanced those books? You know what I mean? Have I got to the karmic end of that there? You need to tie all loose ends up now. Don't be scared to do it. But then that's going to be, that's the pathway to your own inner authority. You know what I mean? That's where we're going. So yeah, so this is a powerful time to be alive, but it's a time that we have to be taking responsibility for every single thing in our lives. Doesn't matter how stingy and sore it is. I know it's tough. I know it is upsetting. I know it is just overwhelming AF, but it's like, we've been in this for so long that we can't stop now. We can't stop now. And just go back to what I just said earlier, that we are in critical mass in the majority of awakened souls. And when this happens, guess what? Life out there, or the shadow out there, is going to crank it up. Because then and when they do, we know that we're doing the right thing, because now we know that we are like, yeah, we're a threat, and we need to be, because what's going to happen is the bow's going to break, and then all of this light's going to come flooding in. So we didn't come here for nothing, guys. Rah, rah. We stand tall, we stand strong. We're the ones with the power, because the way you connect with your power is in here. Be a free thinker. Let's get this done. And then, of course, if you are feeling kind of quite rah-rah about your situation now, 2025 is going to be a completely different year. You do know that. We are thundering towards the end of 2024. 2025 is going to be very, very powerful. And we have the Tablets of Light tour, which is the 9th to the 19th. I'm calling for a brand new Starseed team, and I call you a team because I don't go there just to, show you pretty temples. We go there to do work, and each one of you is deeply significant. So as we move through this warrior timeline of really realizing who we are, and if you are indeed, if you think you're an upholder of Ma'at, if you're a keeper of the Tablets of Light, if you are a way shower, a visionary of some sort, and you've come here to do big things, then I need to have you with me in Egypt. So this sacred mission and expedition is very much about the twin flames. It's about the twin flames that were space holding back then in Atlantis, that what I call the frontliners. We are all twin flames, absolutely, but there's many souls out there, possibly you if you're watching this and getting the tingles, many souls out there that basically fell from grace when Atlantis fell. And we were like the twin flames that were the frontliners, like I say, that was holding that 5D consciousness. And it's imperative that we go back to significant places to our souls to pick up where we left off. And Egypt is one of those places for many of us. I know it was for me. And we agreed to meet there at certain times. Now, it's all about completion, because big things happened eons ago where we suddenly had to leave the planet. And some of us managed to get out and some of us didn't. Do you know what I mean? But we suddenly stopped on our missions and we were doing oh so well. And in my understanding, this timeline, meaning this incarnation, which we're at now, is the kind of like continuation of that past life that we were doing so well, suddenly stopped. Now we complete. We pick up where we left off, we complete, and we agreed to meet in Egypt. And I know there's a lot of people out there, if you're watching this video, probably you, where all your encodements are coming online now for good reason. It's not just to sit in your front room and Netflix and chill. It's because you're supposed to go to the temples and you're supposed to walk with your star fam and remember what you know. Remember what you know. It's quite a contradictory in terms, but think about it. Remember what you know. So with that, I'm going to leave that there because I could have gone straight off into an Atlantis, another video about the temples. See what happens. Anyway, peace and love, man. Keep on trucking, and I'll post as I go. But yeah, we got this, guys. We got this. So much love and peace.